Your sales numbers were great. They beat the street. When I look at the accumulation thus far this year, I mean, you're running on track. That's pretty amazing. What is going on that suddenly there's such an increase in sales for your products?
Well, I think first and foremost, the RV lifestyle continues to be popular still with the American consumer, and so we still see growth into the category. This will be the 9th straight year of growth for the industry, but specific to Winnebago Industries, we're taking material market share, especially in the towable segment. We have 2 brands, Grand Design and Winnebago, that are doing really good things. Their product lines are healthy, their relationships with dealers are healthy, and they're able to compete really effectively in the market for their products.
Excuse my ignorance, but you highlighted strength in the stick and tin subsegment of towables. What are those?
Yeah. So stick and tin is it's probably more industry slang for the introductory travel trailer subsegment within the towable category. Those are the products that you could tow behind an SUV or a pickup truck. And, we have a new product called the Grand Design Transcend, which is our first entry into what the industry calls stick and tin. And that is the largest category of towables in the North American RV space. And we're really just beginning our journey and getting off to a solid start there. So lots of runway for our company in that category.
Yeah, Michael, analysts were very happy with the towable part of the revenue stream. Can you give us color as to what does this tell you about what the consumer wants these days? They're more willing to spend a smaller amount on something that is towable versus the bigger ticket item, a full-fledged RV, for instance?
Well, certainly the towables category continues to grow a little bit faster than the motorized category. And that's probably because the amount of drivers and the amount of vehicles in the U.S. that you can pull something behind is growing as well, but they're also more affordable. What's great about the RV industry is that you can get into a price point that fits you, from $15,000 to $500,000. But we are increasingly seeing younger generations of RV consumers looking at towables first and being able to escape on the weekend with something that they can pull behind a vehicle that they already own.
Hey, Michael, it's Scott. I'm wondering what the average for a full-size RV, what the average price of a tank of gas is and how you're thinking about gas prices right today.
Well, that price really varies on the size of the RV. Obviously, I mean the diesel, boy, those products have, it'll take you a couple $100s to fill, an RV tank in some categories, and it can be a little bit less in some other categories. The price of gas has certainly risen in the last year. However, we do not think it's at a point where both the utilization of the existing products in the market will be affected dramatically, nor will the purchase of new products into the market. We think that gasoline price would have to get much higher in order for it to probably impact some of the momentum that's happening in our space.
I've never built an RV, Michael, but they look like they got a lot of steel and aluminum in them. What's the impact of tariffs? You must be paying higher input costs at this point. And how worried are you about what's going on with trade here and what it could do to your input costs?
Yeah, that's a very real, tangible topic, and you are correct. A number of our products have a material amount of steel and aluminum in them. It can vary from 25% of the bill of materials to maybe as high as 40%. And certainly the tariffs can be a headwind for us. However, we source more than 90% of our steel and aluminum domestically. So we're a little less impacted than potentially if we had sourced that from some sources outside of the country. But really the global pricing arena for steel and aluminum have risen significantly, and the domestic sources have also raised prices. So we are seeing some headwinds there, and our teams are working very hard in working with suppliers through cost reduction activities. And we are taking some select price increases in order to mitigate some of those pressures. But they're real. They'll be with us here, it looks like, for a little while. And we're going to do everything in our power to obviously mitigate those. But when we have to, we will have to pass on some select price increases to our dealers and end customers.
You willing to take a stand on what you think the president is doing right now? Is it good what he's doing, bad what he's doing in terms of at least the impact on your company? Should he continue his pressure on China like he's doing, or no?
Yeah, I think there are some real fair trade issues that have to be addressed, by the U.S. Our stance within the industry and certainly at Winnebago is that we would prefer for the administration to use a scalpel as opposed to a broad paintbrush when trying to address some of those very legitimate free trade issues. And so, going after some of the allies that we have in Europe and in Canada and even Mexico, seems a little aggressive, given that the primary problem probably does appear to be China in many cases. And so, again, we just prefer that the administration use a scalpel, be very precise, and we'll have to deal with whatever they decide to do. But that's probably our stance on the topic.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's their style, but, you know. But Michael Happe, very happy today. Thanks for joining us.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.